The beatings will continue until morale improves. Today on Welcome everyone to Press B to Cancel. I'm your host today, Sinistar77. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Chardmonk.
Thank you guys for having us, by the way.
I'm also joined by three special guests today. We have Werewolf. Werewolf, do you want to say hi?
Hi. Happy to be here.
Jake.
Thanks for having me back. Always love being on the show. You know, that rare time I am.
Yeah, absolutely. And Guy Prime.
Well, hi there.
Well, hi there. It's good to see you.
It's good to be back.
And I'm Sinistar77, and today we are talking about the games
piracy
that you should have been
and stealing people's podcasts.
Mutiny.
Mutiny.
No, the games that we should have beaten. I think the term we've been tossing around is Sisyphean, as in Sisyphus. Thank you. Yeah. It's I do have some allergies. Anyway, I figure from Greek mythology, the gentleman that pushes the rock up the hill until it rolls back down over and over and over again, just like these games we're going to talk about.
It sounds like my job.
What do you do?
Oh. Clearly, he's a hammer brother. We discussed this, GP.
I push rocks uphill until they fall down.
I use rocks to break other rocks.
He must be a hammer brother, because in those Marco Polos, I've heard a lot of banging when he's off camera.
I thought he flew a whirlybird.
Together. I don't know.
Yeah,
we might. I do fly a whirlybird. Yes.
Yeah.
It's funny. We actually use those at work. I'll tell you about that later.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So each of us has picked a game that we have attempted or felt like we've attempted or feel like we should attempt and never have. GP, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I should. Here's the thing. This is what I've learned. I was given the assignment a number of weeks ago, and in talking with you, Sinistar, specifically, I found out that I have a thing with sequels where I'll love a game, and then I start to play the second. This is not the first game, the game that I love. I'm going to go back and just play that instead. So fast forward to 2018. I am on Twitch doing a series. I want to play the original game and all the sequels to whatever franchise, so to speak. And Double Dragon came up, beat Double Dragon, and I've always started or tried to get into Double Dragon 2: The Revenge. Everybody loves that game and says this is the best version of this franchise. This is what, changed it all or whatever. And I never really liked it, never really got into it. I just go back and play the first one. So in keeping with the theme of the stream at the time, I played through it. And I continued to try to play through it. And I am not a ragey person.
No, not at all. I mean, I know I said off stream to the other guys, no spoilers, but when you hear GP's pick, you're going to be surprised. Because GP, we've seen you beat some just monster, terribly hard games. Like you speedrun Silver Surfer, right?
Wait, you finally played Silver Surfer?
You waited.
Double Dragon is one of the best games on the platform, and you haven't beaten it, which is surprising.
Okay, but here's the thing. Double Dragon 1 is great because it's a beat 'em up. It doesn't try to be more than that. Double Dragon 2 tries to become a platformer, and that's when the game starts to suck. And it kind of, spoiler alert, here's how the stream ended up going. A lot of profanity. And then somebody pointed out, because the part where the game starts to suck for me and really unravel is the Mansion of Horrors, which is very aptly named. And I got to there and it becomes a platformer, and it's just shit after that. And I didn't care for it. And it got to the point where people who were watching, the viewers were saying, if you were playing this on practice mode instead of like normal warrior mode, the game would have ended at the end of the previous stage. Maybe we should call it. And I'm like, no.
Damn.
But yeah, okay.
What a slap in the face. If you're playing
don't
on
mind.
easy mode, you've been fine.
Yeah, and the thing is, I have to own that, and I deserved it because I sucked so bad at that game. So I've gone back this week. I've played it, and have I beaten it? I mean, I don't even feel like I need to,
Are you going easy mode this time?
No, I gotta go. I gotta get back to that mansion of horrors, and more on that as the story develops. We'll say it that way. But
I
News
always
at 11.
thought
yeah.
I always thought that I think it's stage 3 where practice mode cuts you off, and it's like, if you want to see the rest of the game, you got to go with a harder difficulty. I always thought that was a bunch of garbage. Like,
Yeah.
it's so messed up.
It is.
Especially for, like, I get the idea, but at the same time, I mean, imagine little, 8-year-old me playing this game thinking, okay, I'm not very good at this game in normal, so I'm going to try it on easy and see what I can do. And then I get that far and it's like, ha, you suck and you won't see the rest of this game. I was like, you piece of crap.
It's the non-ending ending.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. What's the bigger insult though? That or super ghouls and ghosts?
The loop 2? I'd rather know that there's a loop 2
that's
because
like
then you're playing all the stages, right? At least you've seen the levels available to you, whereas getting cut off
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 levels short of the full game that's ass, honestly.
No, I disagree.
I don't know.
I would rather it be like, you haven't
yeah.
earned it yet. You haven't earned it. Go back and do it again. Harder.
I feel like it's. I agree with GP. That's like punishment. You made it all the way here. Fuck you. Go back.
Yeah, you did
Oh,
everything
okay, sure.
we told you needed to do, but you're not going to see the end until you do it again.
But it still wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough. You got to do one more thing.
I did the
And now you
dishes.
have
Let
to
me
do it
smash.
with this. You now have to do it with the worst weapon in any video game
Oh
ever.
God! You went to the store, got everything on the list, but you forgot ice cream.
Yeah, sleep on the couch.
Guess I'm going back to the store to get freaking ice cream.
Yeah.
All right. So specifically, so Double Dragon 2.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I come back to I saw you beat Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I
It's
looked at Mike Tyson's Punch Out and I'm like, how does anybody beat that game? And I've seen you do it.
yeah.
GP's just not that good at platformers.
Oh.
Ouch.
Oh,
Oh man. Okay,
I don't want to be
that's
here
okay.
for this
That's okay.
discussion.
No, I have to be able to take that kind of abuse until I beat Double Dragon 2. But the day that happens, I'm coming for you, Wolf. I'm coming.
I got to ask though,
Wow.
is
Well,
this
it was a
actually
nice
a
one.
I
platforming
like
game?
that. I like that.
How many platformers require the press of A and B at the same time to be
Exactly.
able to
That's what I'm
jump?
saying.
Doesn't
Is this
Double
even a
Dragon 2 do
platformer?
that?
I don't think it is.
It shouldn't be. It's a beat 'em up that decides to, I don't know. Contra, I don't know. Okay. So Contra sticks to what it is. They do switch to like from, run and gun to top down, but like Super C, it drops you in, you come down off that whirly bird and you start the game and it is just the same shit until the game is done. This, you think, okay, same thing, left to right, up to down, let's beat these guys. And now I got a platform 75% of the way through the game.
That's
thanks.
too much.
It's
That's
too much.
percentage
One
is
thing
too
many.
high.
Yeah.
Are you playing Battletoads now? Like, have we switched over to Battletoads?
No, right?
I think that was their sneak in. Was that their sneak in where they're like, listen, we're warning you now. We're going to make a game with platforming and beat 'em up skills. Just heads up. It's coming.
Prelude. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. I was going to say Battletoads has all of those plus racing.
And Battletoads also has Double Dragon.
Yeah. Right.
There you go.
Okay.
See, that's how we call that looping it back around. That's how we do
That's
these.
fair. And you have beaten Battletoads. You've
Well,
Battletoads.
but yes, and technically, I have beaten Double Dragon 2: The Revenge, just on practice mode. So,
Hey,
But have
you know
you-
what?
Yeah,
Whether
have you?
whether you wrote a 3-page report or a 1-page report, as long as you turned it in, you got credit for it. All right.
yeah, there's a 3-page report, but it was a math problem. Like that's
All
the
right.
issue that we're having with the Double Dragon: The Revenge.
So GP gets a C- on this game. It
Ooh.
sounds like.
No, that's
mean,
fair. I got to own that until I beat it, and
D's
then
get
I will
degrees,
speed run
man.
it. These get degrees.
I believe it was the D that's passing, but not credit.
Okay.
I think you're right. I think you're
C
right.
minuses get degrees in whatever. We're just
It
splitting
doesn't
hairs
roll
here now.
Doesn't roll off
I'm
the tongue
not,
quite
I'm
as well.
not trying to drag you, GP. I'm just fucking with you. But
No, drag me
Yeah.
like this is what I need. This is this is I guess my bend, my kink, where it's like, okay, shame me and then I'll do it. So you've
I mean, you
adequately
do your
shamed
best
me.
work when you've been shamed into it.
That's not true. So
I gotta ask though, GP, outside of Battletoads, have you beaten other like beat 'em ups?
give me some examples of
Like Streets of Rage
yeah.
or
He just said Double Dragon 1.
oh, well,
right.
okay.
We were we were
Right.
there for River City Ransom, right?
That's
And
true.
You were
Okay.
there with me on that one, yeah. So
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
there are some.
Okay.
But again, the beat 'em up is not the aspect of the game that I suck at. Oddly enough, it is the platforming. So my ego dictates that they just did not execute that segment of the game well. Because as a platformer and a relatively decently accomplished one, I should be okay at it. I'm just not. So
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
looking at the
Double Dragon-
video. Oh, go ahead.
the first Double Dragon had some platforming elements too, and I gotta say those are some of the weakest parts of the game.
Yeah.
And some of the most infuriating parts of the game. I've not even beaten Double Dragon 1, so you got me beat there. Like,
Well, I was
credit
just
where
looking at the
credit's due.
video.
You've got me beat.
I was just looking at the video footage, and it reminds me of Golden Axe, and the platforming in Golden Axe is absolute garbage.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you often miss the platform. You think you're going to land on the platform, and you miss. It's garbage.
Well, and one of the nice things about the well put together, properly developed video games that are the classic platformers is you can kind of cancel your momentum and stop going forward if you want to midair. And you really can't do that with
Yeah.
the Mansion of Horrors. You got to kind of commit, and it's your roadkill half the time or most of the time. So
That's like SG&G. That's commit to your jump. You're committed.
but I was able to figure it out with that game and all the others, just not this one. So, I did have to rack my brain when the category came up for the Sisyphean kind of thing. And this is, I definitely think, that for me. So,
Awesome.
Good luck, good sir.
no.
Yeah, Godspeed.
Well-
We will prevail.
Yeah. Well, I was going to save this till the end, but I think part of this is we're all going to kind of at least make a soft commitment to finish these, right?
Soft commitment. No, man. We are going to do these games. We are
right,
committed.
fair
No matter
enough.
how
Fine.
trash the game you bring
No.
to the table today, you're going to beat it.
Mine's
I
gonna
was
be the softest commitment there is. Thank you.
I was trying to throw Chard a bone, guys. Come on.
Soft commitment.
Well, speaking of Chard,
Chard will-
Chard. Oh, go ahead.
Give it
Go
another
ahead. Wilbur.
college try.
Yeah.
I dropped out of this college. That's fuck this. I'm next. I'm gonna be put
Yeah,
on the
Why not?
chopping block here. All right. Well, there's been a few games out there, little known indie games out there that go by. I don't know if you guys have heard of them yet. Dark Souls. They have a new indie release that just came out. I think it's called Elden Ring, I believe. I don't know if you guys have heard that one yet.
Vaguely familiar.
Wonder if it's good.
There's
Skyrim?
It's like
Skyrim.
a $15.
Commander?
It's like a $15 game, right?
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
some nobody knows the company. They're like from software or some noise or whatever. They have another little known indie game that was released called Bloodborne. This guy right here. I have the actual disc here. It's in one piece. I haven't snapped it in half yet. Yet being the key word here. This game has literally taken me, I'm not kidding you at all, this game has taken me 2 years to get to where I am now. So my commitment to this is play for 6 months, get angry, stop, get the itch. 7 months later, play for 6 months, stop, get angry, go play something else, get the itch, so on and so forth. It's a rinse, wash, repeat kind of thing. It has been
a
so
herpes
long.
game.
What's that?
It's a herpes game.
It's a herpes game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not playing it now because it's not inflamed. So
It burns when I play.
It burns when I play it. This game is a SDD game. It's a beautiful game. Mine's the only one that's not technically within the retro category, so
Well, when
but
this
it's
come
difficult. I have beaten. What's that?
When this
When
one
this come out?
I thought it was like 2016 or something, wasn't it?
I don't.
Is it
It
that
was,
old?
I don't think. Let's see here.
2019?
Okay. I mean, not retro, but definitely,
We're gonna look it up.
definitely what I call the old
It's
shit
not
game for
20
PC.
it's not
like,
retro.
2015.
Oh, it's 2015.
2015. It is
Okay.
2015. That's what I figured. It
We
was
got
pretty
7 years
recent
on this.
with I think it was pretty recent with the release of the PlayStation 4, because when I got mine, I went and bought this with it, which was dumb, but I did it anyways because I don't listen to my elders. So I have beaten Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. Just recently crushed Elden Ring. Most of you were there for that finish. I've not played Demon Souls because I don't have access to a PS5, but I bet I could beat that too. This game eludes me. This game absolutely eludes me. I don't get it, and I love it. Don't get me wrong. The Cthulhu style artwork. It's not Cthulhu. It's the I can't think of the guy's name.
Gothic,
He's so freaking
Castlevania.
important. The Gothic style. Yeah, what's his name?
Lovecraft?
Lovecraft. H.P.
Oh,
Lovecraft
okay.
style enemies and creatures and the steampunk looking type stuff is incredible. It plays great. The characters feel good. I mean, it looks fantastic on PS5. It looks great on PS4, obviously, and it's so good. But it is. I don't know if I'm not fast enough. Excuse me. I beat Elden Ring recently. Forgot to apply the cream, felt the burn, went back, turned it on.
So I was going to ask. You beat Dark Souls 1 through 3, Elden Ring. I was going to say maybe you needed the practice to get back to Bloodborne, but you've spun it up and you're saying you're still
trash. I'm still trash at it. I destroyed Sekiro, and that's one of my favorite games. That's probably my favorite game in the series, easily. Cannot, for the life of me, understand this game is speaking Greek to me, and I have read all the Portuguese books. I don't understand. I don't get it.
I was going to ask because Sekiro and this one I thought were very similar with like the parrying and whatnot, right? Because Dark Souls you can cheese it with the shield if you need to. Even Elden Ring, I used to use a shield on all tough battles. There's no shields in this game, right? So I thought Sekiro would be like this one.
No, Sekiro's its parry system is a lot different, or the deflecting system it's very, and that one's a lot more intuitive than it is in this one. This one you get a gun, you get some kind of weapon. You actually give you a joke shield earlier on in the game. It's a troll item. It's pretty funny. But this one you get a gun, and basically the gun would counter. It would stagger things if you shot it at the right time, just like a shield parry would do. The gun does it instead. It's learning how to operate that thing properly is incredibly difficult. I am so far gone in this game that I spun it up again. I jumped out of the whirly burr into this thing, and I started playing it, and I have no idea where I am. I am so deep into this game, I cannot see 2 feet in front of my face. I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. So I am making a medium to soft gesture that I will do my best to not spend 2 more years trying to finish this game. I want to finish it more than anything, if not just to say we've done all the From games that I can get my hands on, because there are a few out there that I can't touch, but all the Soulborn type games, this one, I will do this one because I want to really bad, but I might have to get shamed into it just like JP. I think I also do my best work when either some troll buys me a Dark Souls 2 game, this guy, and forces me to give it a run. And I already own it, so nobody has to buy it for me, but I don't know.
Dark Souls 2, which I bought for you as you're alluding. Do you still hate that game?
No, I don't actually. I think it's not a Dark Souls game. I mean, it's a Dark Souls game, but I don't think it works in the Dark Souls universe. But if it's its own game, I think it's great. I think it's really good.
Yeah. Have you also beaten Demon Souls?
I don't have access to a PlayStation 3 or 5, but I would love to give that a shot. That one's definitely on the list, but I've never played it. That's like this one I've actually tried. Those ones I haven't had a chance to play through yet.
I should ship you my PS3 and my Demon's Souls. I should ship that to you because I played that, and oh my god, like that was my first experience with FromSoft, and I was like, I'm never playing another one of these again.
Let's go. Let's go.
So I had that problem with the first Dark Souls, actually. In the opening movie, it talks about how all the dragons are dead, right? And I found my way into a deep cavern where you're walking in a ravine and you come across what looks to be a dead dragon. Fucker got up and killed me. And I was pissed.
Yeah, that's Dark Souls.
I've heard dragons are so stupid.
Dragons is so stupid. There's actually an achievement, I believe, on Steam that I think it's on Dark Souls 2. The first time you die, which is pretty quick and pretty early on, it's an achievement that pops up, says welcome to Dark Souls. I'm like, you trolly, but yes. Right. So Bloodborne is my game that I have chosen out of all the things that I have played and not have been able to finish. I do want to finish this. This is something that I am going to take down as part of my repertoire of difficult Soulsborne games. This one will be taken down. I just need someone to basically hold a weapon over my head and say, get this done. Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the money?
I have a question real quick for you. And it's kind of two-pronged. One, having not ever played this myself or, not being very familiar with the title, is there maybe a point in that game in which if you were playing an easier mode, the game would have already ended, and thus you could say you've beaten it?
Probably after I said F it and took the disc out. That means you did your best.
Okay, that's practice run.
Okay. Oh, that's World of Warcraft. That's how I beat World of Warcraft.
Well,
you took it out, deleted it, and uninstalled it, and spit on it. Maybe then said the fire was too good for it.
Exactly.
Well, I got to add on to GP's question then, Chard. So most of these FromSoft games, there's the online component where you can get help from people online. I don't consider that cheating. I use that liberally in Elden Ring, and I think that's fine. Does Bloodborne have that as well? And are you using it?
I'm an independent man who don't need no help.
Do you also tie one hand behind your back when you play this game too? Is that part of the fun for you?
Metaphorically, yeah.
I'd use the online, honestly. No, because that's part of these games, right?
You should see me at work, dude. I lift boxes by myself, and people are like, you're an idiot. And I go, I know, but I'm stubborn.
You're a box lifter.
We have a phrase on his stream, and it's charred-headed. He's charred-headed.
I'm very charred-headed. Truth.
And I do want to apologize for kind of going, like with the herpes joke. I don't want to go too blue with this. No,
I'm going to tell you right now, that's the most accurate depiction I think you can make this game because I can't stop playing it, but I want to.
Hold on to your seat because I got a better one. That's where this is going. Forget the herpes. It's the Long John Silver's family treasure box meal. I go every couple months. I'm like, I'm going to take this thing down this time. And then I start and I realize I've made a horrible mistake. And then I give it up. And then I vomit a few times. And I'm like, no, never again. It's a health concern. Wait a few months. You know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to go to Long John Silver's. I can't stay away. It's so good until you have it. And then it's horrible.
It's Bloodborne is the Long John Silver's treasure box meal of PS4 games.
It's the candy corn of games. It's the candy corn.
It is the candy corn.
It'll always be there.
I'm going to take a bite. Think it's going to taste better. It's the same damn thing.
Okay. I feel better about that now. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. I'm glad I can confirm that.
All right. So 6 months, we've gotten a confirmation. 6 months, he'll have that beaten.
You heard it from here first.
All right.
This will last longer than my marriage, which is pretty good.
Charred, so.
Fuck. All right. Six months, sure. All right. I could probably get my freaking bachelor's in science before I beat this stupid game.
Okay, 6 months.
How about you challenge me to that? Challenge me to go back to school and get my bachelor's. I'll go.
Can you speed run your education, please?
So I've heard now in 6 months he's going to have a bachelor's or finish this game.
More of that old college
BB.
There you go. Awesome. Well, who wants to go next? Jake, Werewolf?
I'll go if you don't mind.
Bingo.
So
Go ahead,
I was pretty torn on this one, actually. There's two games that I've played many times over the last couple of years, and I know I can beat them. I should be able to beat them. And I feel like if I don't, I'm damaging my retro credibility. Just, that God-given gift of gaming that I know I have in beating games like Kirby and Mario. But no, there's two. But the one I'm going with is Mega Man 1. And I guess like GP, just like you, I know when I play a game, if a game comes out or I see a game and it's a sequel or a threequel or whatever, I always feel like I need to go back to the beginning of the franchise and play that. So for me, recently, I've played Mega Man 2, 3, and 4, out of order, mind you, but I played them. And every time I do, I'm like, well, what if I go back and play Mega Man 1? And I always try. I always try to beat Mega Man 1, and I fail spectacularly. Like, for example, Gutsman stage, the opening scene of Gutsman with the little conveyor belt things that drop periodically, I always die and hit a continue screen 4 out of 5 times. Every single time. Doesn't even matter. And just like some of the bosses, like Elect Man, is just brutal how much damage he does to you, and it's just crippling. Like, the game should not be this hard for me, but it always is. And again, I've beaten 3. Mega Man 3, I think we've mentioned before in past episodes, is one of the harder games in the series, and how long it is and how many bosses there are. I find 3 far more easier than 1. 1 has always been this just challenging thing for me. The only thing that makes it a little bit easier is if I use that pause glitch to do damage to certain bosses. But I don't want to use that. I feel that's too much of a cheat, even for me. So I don't want to use it. So for me, it's Mega Man 1. I keep playing it. I've been playing it off and on for several years now, and I just cannot wrap my brain around beating it, but I want to give it another try.
So when I heard you say Mega Man 1, I have to throw this out because there's like a weird mechanism in my head that's like, if I'm going to start a series, I have to start with the first one.
Yeah.
Sure. And I have spun up Mega Man 1 over and over and over again, and it has actually stalled me from continuing to any of the others.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it is brutal. It's brutal.
It's funny you should mention the very first thing in Gutsman stage. That was my first experience with Mega Man 1. I had played 2 beforehand, so I was like, oh, 2 is a classic. I don't know very many people out in the world that don't care for 2. Jake might. He might be the only human that doesn't like 2.
No, I love Jake. 2. 2 is great. I just think 3 is an infinitely better game.
Shocked.
But I still like 2.
I am shocked. I stand here beside myself that Jake likes Mega Man 2. Anyways, no, it's a great game. So I went back and went, oh, we'll play 1. Screw it, give it a shot. First experience, Gutman stage, jumping platformer, death immediately. What in the absolute F is going on with this? Who designed this? What sadistic, sick human being who obviously does not love his family created this cesspool of a game and expects children to play this game and succeed anywhere past this first pixel of the stage. I'm not at all hurt by it or harbor any bad ill will towards what a terrible stage Gutsman stage is at all. No, not at all.
And it's always wild to me because there's a few games where I'm fantastic at the first couple stages because I've played them so much over the years, right? Like Battletoads, I'm consistent with the first few stages. I can beat it in minutes. And Mega Man Cutsman stage, if I do Cutsman first, I can nail that stage every time, no problem. You'd swear I'm a speedrunner of the game when you see me play Cutsman stage. Any other stage though, Fireman or Gutsman or anything like that, forget it. I get nailed every time. It's just a brutally difficult game for me. I don't know if it's like the lack of a buster, lack of the slide, or maybe the power-ups aren't as good. I don't get what it is, but I've just struggled with this game so much. But I'm so determined now to beat it because I actually want to play all of the Mega Man games, or at least all the classic ones. X, I don't know. But I want to play all the classic ones. 1 up to 10, I think it is. They did those retro sequel or inspired
as classic goes. I thought that like 9 and 10 came out only like 15 years ago or something, right?
Yeah, on the 360 era.
Yeah, on the Wii.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful. Let me interject real quick to touch on Mega Man 1. let me paint you a picture with my memory brush here. I'm 6 years old, 1990, just destroying Mega Man 1 like it's nothing. And
This guy.
Wow. No. What one is tough. I know it sounds silly, but especially if you've gotten decently good at 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, to go back and play 1, the mechanics are slightly different with his momentum. There's a slide there that is if you're not, familiar, imperceptible, but if you've played the others, it's there in the first one, but not in the others. And it makes the timing and the gaining of your momentum a little bit different. Go ahead, Wolf.
The slide is there in 2. It's not
Is
as
it?
prominent, but there is a slide in 2. They cleaned it up in 3, and that's when the platforming got really tight. But in
Okay.
2, it's still pretty slippery.
Okay. I know Flashman stages. That's not. Yeah.
They all
I
are.
get you. Yeah. Yeah. So no, one definitely is kind of a little bit different than it's. But okay. That said, the whole premise behind the original Rockman or Mega Man game was rock, paper, scissors. So it's designed in a way more so than the later ones that if you're not playing it in the way that it was intended to be beaten, it's going to be much more difficult. Like if you're taking on a Leckman without what you need to beat a Leckman, it's going to be a son of a bitch. But once you unlock the platforming, the stages are tough, but the boss fights without their weapons, their weaknesses, very much hard mode.
Okay, so I have to ask because, as I said, I've played this game multiple times and just not gotten anywhere on it, and I've started with pretty much every single boss stage, right? And I've looked it up. What is your order? What's your order?
For me or for Jake?
My order is
Somebody want me to repeat it, or-
and then I
okay.
die in Gutsman and throw the game away. That's my order.
You're supposed to start
That's
with
my
Iceman?
order too. Wow, we play it the same way.
I want to hear somebody who's beaten it in their
I've
order.
Fair.
beat it. I don't remember the order, but I feel like I started with Iceman.
Interesting.
I thought
Okay.
Bomb Man
Don't
or
recall
Leckman was supposed to be the first.
I think
guy.
Gutsman is the one that most people start with. I start with Cutman and then go to a Leckman because there's a little kind of glitchy sequence break thing that you can do. So I cheat there, absolutely. But Gutsman, I think, is the intended easier boss fight, even though the stage is pretty hard.
Now,
Yeah.
what are your perspectives on Oil Man and Time Man or Clock Man or whatever his name was?
So that's from Powered Up, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I've actually beaten Mega Man Powered Up on the PSP. I actually really love the Powered Up game. I wish it was a series on the PSP because
Right
the extra
on.
bosses, the level editor, the chibi art style. It's so cute, and it's a lot easier than the original game by far. I've beaten that one, and I actually like that one.
Okay.
Now, I want to also call out that, GP on the Retro Therapy has been awesome enough. On my birthday, he actually does requested things for me on my birthday, and he did a glitch of Mega Man, like how to glitch Mega Man 1, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was a fun little tutorial. That was really fun. And I will maintain that whatever you want me to play on your birthday, except for Silver Surfer, I will do it for you.
Well, someday you'll play Silver Surfer.
Not
Someday.
looking good. Not looking good.
Not looking great.
GP, have you beaten Mega Man 1 without the glitches?
Yeah. Again, I was 6. I didn't know glitches back then, but yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm a
So
dick.
commitment for
I'm
me, I will
sorry.
beat Mega Man 1 in the next 6 months.
No, you got this, man. 6 months or less. I know you can do it. I believe in you.
Thanks, GP.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, anything else on Mega Man?
No, I think it's a great game. I like the series quite a bit. And I just feel bad that I can't beat the very first in the series when I've played several of the other entries and I love them so much. So, but we'll get to it.
I'm there with you. That is a game I
believe-
could have probably put it on this list as well. Just FYI. Although my game, when we get to it, I feel like this game that I have has actually beaten me. Like Mega Man, I just give up. But my game feels like it's beaten me. Anyway. So Wolf, what's your Sisyphean game?
Zootek.
Little known game
Thank you.
for the NES called Fester's Quest by Sunsoft. Now,
I felt my heart break when you said those words.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with this game, but
Yes.
it's
I have seen a streamer play through it, FYI.
I think I've had it since 1989, 1990, something like that. And this game, I have never been able to beat it. Not even with a Game Genie.
Oh.
Like,
Wow.
Okay.
that's how
Well,
frustrating
well.
this game is. And I did some research this week, and it's some serious bullshit. Okay.
So
yeah.
wait, this is a
First
game you're
off-
committing. This is a game you're committing to beat.
I will beat
Okay.
So I'm going to beat 2 versions of this game, and I'm going to get to
2
that.
versions?
So,
Two.
first off, versions, 2 releases of this game. First off, I want to read something to you from the back of the manual under the game hints section. The use of a turbo type joystick with rapid fire feature will be quite helpful.
I didn't even know that was
Wait.
in there, and I had that game.
This is on
The-
NES? This is on the original
Yes.
Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yes, the very next hint is with rapid fire joystick, you can shoot and destroy slime replicator aliens and pick up many useful items quickly. So they're really pushing the idea that you should not have a standard controller for this game and you should have a rapid fire controller.
I was going to say they're pushing the advantage, right? The NES advantage.
Oh,
And to grind
enemies,
it sounds
serious,
like, right?
yeah.
Ding.
Yeah, well, I
There
mean,
it is.
there were a fair amount of rapid fire controllers back in the day, so it's not like it was unheard of. But I mean, a lot of families probably didn't have any other controllers. They had the 2 that came with their NES, and that's that. So, like, already they're like, you got to go get something else to be able to beat this game. This one's gonna suck. So you play as Fester, who, in the opening, he's not sure if he sees a whirlybird in the sky or what while he's getting his moon bathing going in. And then he realizes it's a UFO and they've come and landed in their town. And he goes, oh.
Yeah,
I love that
what he
sound,
says?
by the way. Oh. Yeah, like you hear that sound in the game. Oh. It's great. He makes the face and everything.
my dog makes that sound.
And apparently Gomez is the man of the house, so he's got to stay home and protect everybody. Well,
Sure, of
Uncle
course.
Fester is the one who goes out with his trusty gun, as they describe in the manual.
It looks
'Cause
like a
we know-
plunger.
Yeah, or a
We
vacuum
know how
cleaner.
often
It really
Fester
does.
walked around with a gun in all those Addams Family shows and movies prior to this.
You've never seen the Fester gun, the trusty
It-
Fester gun?
It's either a plunger or a blunderbuss, right?
Right.
Could be a blunderbuss.
It's-
Blunderbuss,
Looks
yeah.
like
Yeah,
a
it might be a
plunger.
blunderbuss.
Could be a blunderbuss.
He
Or a
also gets a
trumpet.
whip in this game that's very in line with whip upgrades from Castlevania 2.
And this is a
As you
children's
power it
game.
up. Yes.
All right.
So this game has some BS going on. First off, the highest tier of the gun is as powerful as the lowest tier of the whip. Okay. Now the bottom tier gun shoots straight. As you get gun upgrades, which I will return to that in a second, your gun bullets start waving and can run into walls and be prevented from hitting enemies because the walls get in the way.
Hmm.
Now, in the European version, they made that a non-issue.
God bless the
They
Europeans.
realized that it was some garbage, and they fixed it over there before they released it. You can get gun downgrades as well as whip upgrades and downgrades in this. And with the whip specifically, if you're whipping enemies constantly, the whip can pick up the power-ups and power down.
Oh no.
So if you're
That's
just
awful.
whipping away at the enemies, you're getting upgrades, you're getting downgrades. It sucks, right? It's just chaos. You're fighting in the sewers, and if you've got anything above the tier 1 weapon, basically, your bullets fly into the walls well before they hit enemies because the passages are only 2 tiles wide. Not only that, but apparently hitboxes on enemies and bullets are smaller than the sprites. So there's a whole bunch of garbage flying around in this game. And they
So this
fixed a
is-
lot of it in the European version.
This is just bullshit. Like the developers
Yes.
were like, yeah.
Do you think
So
this was part
it's
of
the game.
the renting
Yeah.
thing that what they did with like Castlevania 3 and the Americas and all that stuff?
Maybe, I don't know, but I do know that in the European version, it was released after the North American version, and they fixed it for the European version. So
Yeah.
Is it a PAL
This is-
title though?
but-
So is it going to be like slower than the North American release, or is it okay?
I'm not certain, but I know it's going to be easier than the North American release. So I'm going to beat the North American release on stream at some point, and then I'm going to beat the European version and see just how much easier it is after I've got some practice.
Okay.
So this is a game that I did play through as a blind run on the Retro Therapy a number of years ago, and I did because there's quite a bit of hype around this game for how difficult it is. It's one of the just top tier NES hard titles. So I kind of done some homework on it, some research, and if I remember the story right, what had happened was the developers got a lot of money from the Addams Family IP, and they're like, "We want you to make a game for us." And they're like, "Okay, great. Thank you for the giant check. We'll have that soon." And then they had a meeting and they're like, "What do we do?" And they're like, "Let's just put a shit game that we already have and adapt it to the IP." Because really the game has nothing to do with the Addams Family, from what I can discern. And they
I've
said,
not
"Okay,
seen
great."
this episode.
Right. So then they're like, "Great. We like it. What are we going to do about the weapon system?" And the one guy who stood up and answered said, "Hey, have you guys ever seen that show, Whose Line Is It Anyways? Let's do that." And that's exactly what it is.
So I watched a streamer play through this, and I remember one like huge troll. There's if I remember right, there's a maze, like it's an outdoor maze. And the whole time, like I think at some point he read something like in the game, it's like you should make a map. And he just ended up,
The
just
old Zelda
wandering.
map.
Yeah, and he just wandered and he got to the center, like to the goal, and it gave him a map of that maze.
After
In the
you've
center
beaten it.
of the maze, but you've made it to the end, so now you get a map.
Wow.
GG. Here's
Yeah.
your reward. It's a map that you don't need anymore.
Yeah, I really hope my memory's not faulty, but it feels like that's what
I
happened.
believe it. I believe it.
Here's what's messed up about that game is even if that's not true, it sounds exactly like something that would be true.
Yeah, right.
So-
Yeah.
It's so bad it's real.
Yeah. Wolf, have you watched any of the playthroughs or the speed runs specifically for this game?
No speed runs. No, I've watched some of the playthroughs. I saw some videos that look like the game can be beaten in well under an hour pretty easily.
That's
12
still really
minutes.
slow for a speed run, right?
Okay, no. Like the speed runs are maybe 10 minutes, like 15 minutes if I'm remembering. After I had beaten it, I went back and watched because I also enjoy speed running. So I wanted to see what's the fastest somebody's done this. And I'm not saying that you should do this, but if you want to see like some ways to make things easier, there are a couple of built-in glitches that are absolutely abusable if you watch the speed run. So if you're having a hard time, if it's been 5 3/4 months and we're getting close to that due date, give them a shot. But my hat's off to you for choosing this game, dude.
Or
it's
you're
a
like
beast.
me and you wait until the last minute to start playing it. And you're like, crap, I got to get this game beat by tomorrow. Then,
I do think I'll be able to get this game beaten. I probably have a lot more patience than last time I tried. And I mean, I've beaten Ghouls and Ghosts or Ghosts and Goblins for the NES since then, as well as Super Ghouls and Ghosts. So definitely a lot more patience since the last time I tried.
Yeah, you got this.
Until this game beats it out of you.
Yeah. You've
Yeah,
definitely
right.
beaten harder games. I've seen you beaten harder games.
But this game is almost certainly built on at least part of the engine that Blaster Master was, the overhead shooter segment.
Mhm.
And
see
it
it.
shares a lot of the sound effects, and even the frog sprites just look like scaled down version of the frog.
They
boss
do.
from Blaster.
Yeah.
So
Like
it'll
I
at
was
least
wondering,
scratch
like is
that
this a
itch
game
for
built
me.
on another game that they just rethemed for Fester or
Doki
like
Doki.
the Addams Family?
Yeah, Doki
Doki
Doki Fester's
Doki?
Quest.
They Doki
Yeah,
Doki,
exactly.
yeah.
Is that what this case is?
Doki Doki Alien Invasion.
Well, that's how you. Well, no, never mind.
Now it's canon. Now it's canon within the Addams Family lore.
Yeah, mutant frogs and
Right,
blunderbusses all around. Yeah,
My mother bought me that game way back when, and I want to say it coincided with the release of the movie. Am I not mistaken on that? Or am I wrong? I know it was a TV
Um,
show long beforehand,
they
but I
did
thought
have-
it did.
And of course all my games are packed up, but they did have an NES game that was, I think that's the one you're talking about, because the box art and the cover for that game was the movie poster for the
Movie
Addams Family
poster.
movie. Yeah.
I don't know why
is that the
she
one
got
that
it
was-
for me.
The
Oh,
one
go
that
ahead.
released with the movie, I think, was themed around playing as Pugsley, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Mm,
Or was
Pugsley's
that the one based
Scavenger
on the
Quest or
Fox
something?
cartoon?
Yeah.
No idea.
Well, I
No.
know
I don't
I
there
love
was
the Fox
a
cartoon.
Adams Family Values game. I remember.
Yeah,
that. Or
but that
maybe-
was the second
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was off of that. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it did. I don't know. I know it was a TV show before it was the movie. So I am that old. But
Oh yeah.
my mother bought it for me for some reason, and I implicitly remember getting mad at the downgrade feature that the game gave you. Like, I'll be like, "You're a kid, right? Oh shoot, it's dropping all these cool items. I'm gonna pick these items up and run with it. Why is my stuff garbage now? What happened? Oh,
And
there's
they-
another
the
one. Now
only-
my gun's good again.
The only difference is the color of the text.
The color.
too, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's either blue for upgrades, red for downgrades, which is
Mhm.
Yeah.
you're
I
like, ooh,
never finished it
gun.
myself.
I'll get that.
You just see gun.
And as a
Yeah,
kid,
I
you
just
don't
see
even
gun.
know.
You don't think that they're going to make it harder on you, but I guess that's how I learned how life is cruel and cold and heartless.
Is there a reason
Also,
to downgrade,
I
like
wanna
a
point
gameplay
something
reason
out.
why you want to downgrade your weapons, or just a big
No.
FU for picking them up?
To cry. I think
Yeah.
it's to. I think
It's
it's to elicit
brutal.
tears of the fallen.
It's just part of that NES hard mentality that was going around in the developer rooms.
I think Nintendo developers were paid in children's tears. I think that's really what it was.
You ever
So
see
they moved the
Monsters
chips,
Inc?
Right?
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Right.
before they made screaming. It was
Yeah.
crying, and that
Uh-huh.
was how. That's actually a movie based off of Nintendo's earlier years.
right.
I want to point something out real quick. Looking at the box art, I just remembered something. Now, I always thought that Fester on the box art for Fester's Quest looked like Rodney Dangerfield, kind of.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Bit.
I guarantee
it.
you that's where they pulled it from.
The spider gives me no respect.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
gets no respect. He gets no respect.
The weapon system gives me no respect.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
He even has to out of the corner get no respect. Like
Yeah.
on the yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
it's funny.
Oh my god. Okay. She'll kill me for saying this. My wife does an amazing Rodney Dangerfield, and it is the exact same impression that she uses, forgive me, for her Cher impression. Her Cher and her Rodney Dangerfield, indistinguishable, but they are both very accurate. And I'm gonna attempt it. She's gonna hear me upstairs and she'll kill me for this. Here it goes. This is my wife's impression of both Cher and Rodney Dangerfield. Okay. No. She does it better, but that's the idea. Oh.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Well, fun anecdote. I'm not going to stand up and get it, but on this shelf above what you can see is a light bulb that has a little. It's one of those self-contained light bulbs. I have gone as Fester multiple years for Halloween.
That's
Nice.
brilliant.
Can't imagine. Can't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah. So I actually rigged it up. I put a little tab on it so I could put it in my mouth and make it light up.
I'd
Really?
believe
But-
Cher, but I don't know if I'd believe Fester.
It's fair.
It's the hair. It's the hair.
Awesome. Well, anything else on Fester's Quest?
No, I'm gonna kick its ass. That's about it.
That's the way
It's
to go.
festering.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Also,
it's been
if they ever do
festering in the
another-
back of my mind. for decades.
nice. If they ever do another Addams family movie, if Hollywood is listening, please, Oscar Isaacs for Gomez. He can do anything he wants, but I think he would be just a killer Gomez. So
I
Preach.
can see it. Yeah.
I mean, Raul Julia is
oh, rest in peace.
chef's kiss, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes, agreed.
yeah, but Oscar Isaacs, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
That guy made M. Bison look good. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
And how impossible is that to do? And he totally pulled off the dictator. Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
it was a Tuesday. Oh, Jesus.
The script.
Now I know you guys have talked
I've never
about.
seen that.
I know you've talked about Street Fighter the movie, but I went back. Since and I went back and watched it. And Raul Julia, he Raul Julia'd that role.
Oh, he came
you
in
watch
guns
everybody
blazing.
else. Yeah, you watch everybody else, and you're like, you're on the set. He's actually acting.
Yeah.
You know. But if you view
Wow.
that movie as a comedy, fantastic.
Okay.
Fair. Fair.
That's the way to go. Yeah. Don't take it seriously.
That's fair.
Yeah, like Jean-Claude Van Damme doing his best like comedy routine. Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. I feel like
Awesome.
Sinistar is trying to duck out of his commitments.
Oh
here,
no!
but
Oh no!
let's
We'll
hear
talk-
I think
Yeah. All
I
right.
think it's Sinistar. Sinistar, what Sisyphean game? What rock have you been pushing up a
Gesundheit.
hill that's been rolling you over? Thank you, bless. It's allergies. What rock
Okay.
have you been pushing up the hill? What are you going after?
As I alluded, this game has beaten me. So I think this is the what's the term? The epitome of like the Nintendo Entertainment System game, because it was packaged for the North American release. Super Mario Brothers 1. Super Mario Brothers 1. And I have attempted this game for, since it came out. Now, I never had a Nintendo. I've talked to you guys about this, but for those watching, I never had a Nintendo. My neighbors had Nintendos, friends, stuff like that. So I would always spin this up and I would watch them do all the tricks. I would watch them do the shell on the stairs to earn the 50 lives or whatever, etc. I watched them do the warps. I watched them do everything, and I would always play. And I could never get anywhere.
When you first brought this topic up, Sinistar, and I'm like, wait, you haven't beaten Mario Brothers 1? But I have to remind myself, you didn't grow up with the consoles like we did, so this is mind-blowing to me, because Mario Brothers 1 is like the epitome of platformers, and every kid's beating it.
It is, absolutely. Now, I'm going to throw this out there, because I went and looked up on Retro Achievements. I went to see how justified I am. And they listed as possible players. 16% have gotten the princess. 16%.
That's it, really?
So that's it.
Huh.
Of active players on RetroArch Retro Achievements. That's quite wow.
Now, I want to call out, we just threw up, this is actually gameplay of me playing this. So you're going to see how trash I am on this game. Now, I will say this as well. So I can get to 8-2. 8-2 is not a problem for me to get to. And in fact, if you watch me play 4-1, you can see that muscle memory kicks in. Because 4-1, I can run through that thing front to back. I love that level because I'm done with it in 20 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then there's something about 8-2. I think it changes the pace. Because if you try to attempt to go full speed, you collide with everything. You collide with the Goombas. You collide with the Koopas. You collide, and then when you slow down, your pace changes, and all of those jumps get just the pacing on the jumps are wrong, right? And so that to me is 8-2. 8-2 is a pacing nightmare. And so
that's
where
Mario Brothers for me in a nutshell. That's Mario Brothers for me in a nutshell. The pacing's all wrong. It's completely wrong.
When you play through it, are you doing the warps or are you doing every single stage?
Oh no, I warp. I'm going as quick and dirty as I can. So I
dirty
warp
casual.
to 4-1.
Dirty casual.
Oh yeah.
So have you beaten World 6 and 7
4-1,
before? Or are you just jumping straight to 8?
No, because I warp to 8.
Okay.
I've never even
that's
seen
your problem,
World 5.
Right? You're not practicing.
No,
you're not
my
building the
problem?
momentum to 8. You're missing 6 and 7 where it ramps up.
If you go from 2 to 8, then your momentum's going to be thrown off. You just went from the top to the bottom.
You go 4 to 8. You go 4 to 8. But yeah,
I don't care. That's not the point.
Yeah, you're missing the point. Because that's the thing. Like, I've beaten Mario a number of times, and I would say 95% completion rate when I use the warps. But if I were to go stage by stage, we're talking a coin flip, 50-50 at best. So I get you when you say, it's a difficult game, and especially for when it came out and what it is, deceptively difficult. So I don't think there's any shame in admitting that. And 8-2 definitely one of the harder stages in the game, without a doubt.
I will admit it on this show right now, I've never beat Mario Brothers 1 either, and I think because of 8-2, but then I never went back to it. But I haven't played it since I was a kid.
Now I am terrified about King Koopa. Is it King Koopa in Super Mario Brothers 1?
He's Bowser.
Or is it Bowser? Or is it both?
I think it's both.
Sure.
I think it's just the same name for the same guy. I
just
think.
say Dennis Hopper in my household.
Dennis Hopper.
The
Well,
true boss, yeah.
I'm
Dennis
worried.
Hopper.
I'm worried about Dennis Hopper's castle because I know that it has some order fun to it, and so I'm a little worried about that when I get there.
The hardest part for the Bowsers is that it does escalate from world to world and what he has to throw at you. So that's why I say beating 6 and 7, I think, is important before you beat 8. Because when you get to 8-4 and you see what he throws at you, you've got no exposure to the hammers and other stuff he does. So I think it's worth going through all levels at least once. But my thing is, you're right. To play it from levels 1 all the way up to 8-4 is very difficult. And honestly, I'll admit, I use the continue code more than I probably want to admit. But I mean, I think you have to. Otherwise, you have to make sure you grab as many coins. But can you get extra lives from the coins in this game?
Yeah,
I think
can. So
every
you have
100
to
coins,
farm
90, or
lives.
every 100.
Yeah. If you don't do that, then this game becomes really difficult if you don't have the lives for World 8. Because World 8 is an absolute nightmare. You're 100% correct.
So you brought up the continue hack, right? I heard of the continue hack probably a year ago. And every time I heard of it, I'm like, oh, there's a continue hack. And then I'd play it and it was just gone from my mind. And then, as we were talking in preparation for this episode, you brought up the continue hack, and I finally went and looked at what the continue hack is. How did I never know about this thing ever?
Decode the incredible cryptic message to
Right,
enable continues.
right.
Is it
I don't know if
considered
I-
a hack if it's built into the game, though?
Well, that's a discussion I think we've potentially tabled as an episode, haven't we?
Then we'll leave it alone. But I'm just curious on if that's
Yeah.
true. That's
There's
like
definitely
summoning
criteria
people
there for
in
sure.
Bloodborne, to me, people say that's cheating, but it's built into the game. Is it cheating if it's built in?
right,
Mm.
right. It's just like the continue system for Mega Man 1. Holding A and doing that. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't.
But-
So I would consider that a code,
A
Okay.
code.
not a
Sure.
hack.
Even though
Yeah,
it's not
code.
advertised, because
It's-
aren't codes
yeah.
always kind of advertised? Like you have the plug in a code, and so you know that there's a code somewhere, right? I mean, I'm probably
Is the need of a turbo button to beat Fester's Quest a code or a hack when it's written in the damn book?
When it tells you in the manual that you should do it, I think it's legit, right? Like Adventure Island has a
Right.
continue mechanic, and they mention it in the manual. To me, if they mention it in the book, then it's fair game.
What's the other one? Something Island, not Adventure Island. You have to hold it underwater. You have to hold the manual underwater.
Oh, Star Tropics.
What?
Yes.
Star
Yeah,
Tropics.
Star
Tropics.
Tropics.
Yeah.
That's not a
Tip
code.
of my
That's
tongue,
part of
yeah.
the gameplay, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So I mean, yeah.
And didn't it
good
actually
point.
dissolve? Didn't some part of it dissolve?
Like the ink comes
book
through.
You
or
were the
something.
most unlucky kid.
Hey, I was
yes.
told to put this book underwater. It has a secret in it for me to beat it. It's dissolved. It's gone.
No, it
No, it
is
wasn't a
actually
whole book.
required. It is
Yeah.
required to complete the game.
Mhm.
It wasn't
Is
a
it the
whole
code
book. It was a
to
paper
get the
insert.
robot?
Oh, there's
Oh,
a paper
paper
insert.
insert.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it was
Okay.
it was supposed to be a letter from Mike's uncle that was an
Hmm.
insert in the book or in the box, and you get that wet, which the game tells you explicitly, hey, why don't you try spraying water or getting that letter your uncle sent you wet? So
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
really cool the way they did it. Like Metal Gear Solid did similar stuff on the PlayStation, and I feel like a
Right.
lot of people praised it for it. So it's
Absolutely.
very similar.
I'm not
thing.
knocking it. That it was the total precursor to escape rooms because that's total escape room energy right there.
That is escape room energy.
Yeah.
While we're
Right.
talking manuals, I something else I learned when I was 46 years old, and thank you for this, Werewolf, is when you are destroying blocks in Super Mario Brothers, you were literally destroying people.
You said
It's
this
in the
before.
manual, folks.
Yeah, it's in the manual lore, which is dark.
Oh, GP read that. He read the lore to us.
I thought it was Werewolf,
I
wasn't it?
specifically remember him reading the
No,
lore.
he did not.
Yeah. Whatever I did
did.
was completely made up.
I know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Okay. I don't even
But I
remember
felt
what I
it.
said.
I'm just telling
Okay.
you I felt it. That's
Okay.
all I'm trying to say.
No, I went back and looked at the manual, and it says that King Koopa or Bowser who turned the people into like the building blocks that are the game, and I mean it's a little bit worded differently, but it makes you feel like I don't want to smash blocks anymore.
Every brick you smash, every soul you take, it gives you strength to beat Bowser. This game is dark.
I'll be watching you.
Yeah, you know
so
what's messed up though?
It's the Shang Tsung of video games.
As soon as that particular curse was reversed and all of the castles that were built were just people, it was messy. It was a messy day in the Mushroom Kingdom.
I was gonna say, so if the curse was broken and all the blocks you shattered, did that just mean the place was littered with body parts?
Arm.
Attack on Titan was based on Mario. I guess this confirms that for sure. Spoilers.
Well, mushrooms. Oh, here's something deep. Are the mushrooms from the rotting corpses of the boxes that you're eating? Is that where we're going with this?
I know.
This is why Mario 2 was a bad dream.
Yeah. Well, okay, but it's also Transformers logic. Oh my god, a giant fighting robot. What's your skin made out of? Oh, it's metal. Cool. What's that building over there made out of? Oh man, my friends. I don't know. That's messed up. It's best not to question it.
They're over there smelting steel. How do you feel about that?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like burning flesh.
These walls feel so lifelike.
So yeah, honestly, like, you know, as I said, I've started up Mega Man, and you know, that game is hard. And there is something about Super Mario Brothers that I feel like this shouldn't be as hard as it is, which is why I say this game feels like it's beaten me. You know, and then I also want to point out, once again, GP being awesome on the Retro Therapy, he did a Troll Sinistar episode, and I think you No Death on completed Super Mario Brothers. You know, just to make sure I knew where my place was, because I can't forget where that is.
Okay,
the domination stream.
That is one lens that you can look through with that. The other is just to show my friend, whom I love, that this is possible. And the Sisyphean thing is a mental block. My friend said, Jake, it's a mental block. Sinistar,
the teaching moment,
total
really.
mental block.
Yeah.
Werewolf, teaching. I'm sorry, you're fucked. Fester's question.
That's the actual blocks of the game. So.
Yes. I'm out of my depth with your game, Chard, but I believe in you.
That's fine. I'm out of my depth with my game, so it's cool.
But you know, yeah, these are all mental blocks except for Double Dragon. Nobody can do that one.
So we're getting no commitment from GP on Double Dragon.
None.
2.
Oh no, you'll know the moment it happens because I will be throwing a parade for myself.
Can we come? Can we
Absolutely.
be on the float?
Absolutely.
Press B to float.
And I will build the floats out of the citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom. And we will go down mainstream.
And the flesh of Transformers.
The flesh of Transformers.
The virtualized children.
Can we do that before the curse is broken? I hear that they... What the fuck?
Hey, Chard.
Googly eyes.
Chard, it's been great being on this.
It does.
Chard, it's been great being on this. I don't think we're invited back next week.
No, I think we're definitely no longer hosts, but now guests.
Well, no. Like on a serious note, I do want to say thank you guys for like being official, like part of this and joining us, especially Werewolf, because I mean, you just got done saying I spent a whole stream trolling your Mario Brothers thing, and I'm like, I'm a complete jerk. Thank you for wanting to be a part of this and put up with me.
No, I unless we have other things to say about Super Mario, I want to throw out a huge thank you for inviting me to be a host on this.
Oh yeah, glad you're
it's
here.
Good to be back,
you guys. All five.
Good to have it back.
Yeah.
There was a big press B button hole in my heart, and it is now filled to be canceled.
We're glad you guys said yes to joining.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank
like
you.
both of you bring new experiences and histories of retro gaming to the platform, and this is great. Like, we're really looking forward to doing
a non-retro game. Hi.
Well, yeah. Okay, 1 week.
I mean, that's most of what you play, though. Come on.
Everybody gets one.
I play retro
from it.
I'm retro, I swear.
Yeah.
Well, we got a lot of great content coming up for everybody in the upcoming weeks, months, and years. So if you enjoyed this, I mean, just know we got more of it coming, and it's just going to continue getting better from here. So
yeah, and just to
Absolutely.
quickly toss out there, we are on YouTube streaming live. Sorry for the drop frames earlier, but the full video will be up for you guys to watch on YouTube. As well, we are an audio podcast. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, SoundCloud, and anywhere else you listen to your favorite shows. Spotify, yes, we're there too. So make sure you check us out. And if you do like watching this kind of stuff, a like on YouTube or a subscribe really does help us out as well. If you want to drop a review on any of the podcast platforms, that also helps us out a ton. Or just tell your friends. That's great.
Yeah. I was going to say, spread the word. Spread the word. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, everybody.
Well, hold
again
on
today.
one second. Hold on. Where can you reach everybody here? We all have individual channels.
I was just about to do that. Yeah.
Don't you?
All right. Thanks, everybody. Again, I was joined today by Sick Jake. Sick Jake, tell them where we can find you.
Yeah, I am Sick Jake. You can find me mostly on Twitter. Occasionally I stream on Twitch. I swear I do. And you can also find me on TikTok, where all the cool kids are, apparently.
Chardmonk, where can we find you?
Primarily on Twitch under the same name. I'm also on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all those awful websites. You can find me there under the same name as well. That's where I'll be.
All right. GP, where can we find you these days?
Well, mostly here. I will be returning to streaming on Twitch, hopefully in the upcoming months. Yeah, mostly on Press B to Cancel.
All right. Werewolf, where can we find you these days?
Also mostly here, but I do stream on Twitch down to just Mondays and Wednesdays right now, since we're doing this on Fridays. Wanted to make room for this because this is my baby.
Absolutely. All right, and I'm Sinistar77. I am on a hiatus from Twitch at the moment. I may or may not get back to it, but otherwise I will be here. I'm also on Twitter.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. This has been Press B to Cancel.
Yeah. Give it to us.
I don't have something lined up.
Oh, okay. Hey, no, can you say blunderbuss? Say blunderbuss.
Blunderbuss. No, whirlybird.
Yeah, that's the way I should do it. Shoot, I didn't even think of it.